Originally, for the cold open suggestion, I had, should we read the opening crawl of a Star Wars?
I like that.
I think we should do that for when we do our celebration episode.
Okay, yeah.
You know, and we can write, you could write a crawl.
Yes, that's right.
You know?
It is the time of great unrest as we cram our bags full of our cosplay materials.
War! War!
Yeah, like write it as a Clone Wars opener.
Yeah.
Which, R.I.P. Who passed?
Who passed?
That gentleman.
I was hoping that they would be able to hire him to do, well, clearly they're going to do more Clone Wars live action.
Clearly, it seems to be the indication that they're putting those guys in the armor.
We're going to shove those old men in the armor, and we're going to love it, and we're going to like it.
You put
we're going to like it, we're going to love it.
Put the men in the plastoid armor.
Stick the man in his little casings.
Yes,
but
stick the men in their casings.
But I was thinking, like, if they did some type of special or OVA or something, you know, that was live action, that they would get him to do the HoloNet intro at the beginning. But I don't know if they will, you know?
Oh, that would have been really sweet. He would have actually kind of fit into the Mandalorian and Grogu live action because it felt like a cartoon too.
Yeah.
What was the announcer's name? Clone Wars announcer. I want to just find his name. Tom Kane.
Tom Kane,
who recently passed. R.I.P. Well, we enjoyed all of his declarations of war. Reading.
Writing.
Scratching. Biting.
Betty and Ming know everything.
Movies.
Shows. Culture. Clothes. Betty and Ming know everything.
Science.
Math.
Envy.
Wrath. Wishes. Dreams.
Secrets.
Schemes.
French fries.
Soda. Jedi Master Yoda. Betty and Ming know everything. We launched a podcast, Ming.
Hey, Betty, we launched a podcast. Congratulations.
We did it.
I'm proud of us.
And now we're on episode 3.
I'm proud of us. I'm proud of me, and I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of us too. We're doing it. And I thought that maybe today we should open with a listener question.
Oh, yeah, that'd be really fun.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So we have a question from Malachianistic. And they ask, the amazing and catchy theme song implies the two of you know Jedi Master Yoda personally. True?
Yeah, well, I mean, I know him in the way that like some people know Christ and have him in their homes. I have many such statues of the little green man. I take his spiritual teachings to heart. I have idols of him. I've never met him in person, no, because he's made up.
But you know him spiritually.
I know him spiritually, and I know him very well. And yeah, no, he's just my favorite. I mean, we both love guys. We love little guys, little Muppety gleep glops and stuff. And he's just always been one of my favorite guys ever since I was a little kid. And in fact, my first self-chosen screen name was Yoda Girl with 3 R's 1 at AOL.com. And that's when I was 11. So I've always loved the Jedi Master Yoda.
Is he your favorite Star Wars character?
Really close tie between him, Gonk, and Lukey Boy.
Yeah. Three little guys,
all alike in dignity. Trash can, unknown race of Gender Master vodka, and Chanel boots Luke. What about you? Do you feel any certain way about Yoda?
I love Yoda.
Yeah.
I know that when I was a kid, I often was like, okay, Yoda's clearly the cutest character from Star Wars.
A lot of people are scared by the way he looks.
Well, we've all read Io Edebiri's letterboxd review, where she was aghast of how Yoda looked after had only perceiving Baby Yoda, which I understand because Baby Yoda is so cute.
I know that Yoda can be quite shocking in comparison.
Well, do you often look at a baby and say, oh, what was that baby going to look like in 3,000 years?
I'm 800 years old. You each look as good. Not. This actually just raised a semi-buried memory of when I was 10 or 11 or something like that. I could do the math, but again, it was like the National Air and Space Museum anniversary of Star Wars exhibit that I went to in DC. So yeah, it was 1997. And I saw the original puppet of Yoda. Like behind, and behind a glass case, as they sometimes do in these kinds of museum exhibits, and he was moldering.
Oh, yeah.
He was really moldering, and he was very frightening looking. And that would have been the point in my life where I could have most easily turned on Yoda and decided he wasn't for me. But even then, I loved him.
Yeah, understandably. I think if I had seen like a rotting puppet of any of my beloved characters,
It would have scared you a
I
little.
probably would have been like, oh no. But you know that like
I knew it was always Frank Oz. He was the magic. You know?
but it's that must have been really magical. I didn't know you perceived a puppet Yoda.
I perceived a puppet Yoda. I remember they had Luke's orange X-Wing uniform
That's
from
cool.
Empire. They had his gray uniform too that he sweats in. They had his snackle tackle box. There was all sorts of really cool stuff.
Was this a Dagobah only exhibit?
No, there were other things too, but Empire, I don't know. I was going into adolescence and I was very fixated on how sweaty Luke was on Dagobah at that time in my life.
It's a really good look.
So that was the part that just really stuck in my memory. But yeah, there were also X-Wings and, stormtroopers and other things.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
I think we could say that on a
broader scale.
On a broader scale, yes, we know General Master Yoda.
Jedi Master Yoda.
General
Master Yoda.
General Master GM Yoda.
I think, though, that having the amazing theme song, though, which was written and composed by my lovely and talented husband. I always wanted to say that, like a lovely and talented husband. I have a lovely and talented husband, Neil Cicierega, and he made the theme song for us. Thank you, Neil.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Lemon Demon.
He just did a very nice gentlemanly bow in a foppish manner in the background.
He also did a curtsy.
He did a curtsy and a bow. And I think that, when we say Jedi Master Yoda in our theme song, it's more of just like a stand-in for Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, you can't really rhyme. I mean, you can rhyme wars with something, but maybe we'll add things in our theme song that'll fit.
Yeah.
But I think in general, like,
we just love magic, whimsy, and little guys. And who else better exemplifies and personifies all three?
When you think about it, like, Jedi Master Yoda covers Star Wars,
Eastern
puppets.
philosophy. Oh, puppets.
Oh, yeah, and Eastern philosophy.
And Eastern philosophy.
Yeah. And does he not look like one of our yayas?
That's another thing about Jedi Master Yoda that's very important and near and dear to anyone with an Asian grandfather in specific, is that he is very yaya coded. He is a grandfather.
He's so, yeah, and I think that's what really resonated with us. We're like, oh, he feels like an elder naturally.
He's familiar. Yeah, I don't know, maybe because I didn't notice any. Now that I've rewatched Star Wars a million times in my life, now and then I will see like, oh, there's one Chinese guy standing in the background of that briefing scene, like in the OG trilogy, but they weren't really there. So to me, Yoda was the only person of color aside from Lando.
and that color is green.
And it's green. And I was like, I actually have a lifelong history of identifying with green-based outcast aliens. So it's Yoda. It's also Spock. Spock I identified hugely with. Green-blooded, half Vulcan, half human, a hybrid like me.
I didn't realize he was green-blooded.
Yeah, Vulcans are green-blooded.
That's very cool.
I don't know. I just like growing up, I always really identified with either the aliens or like the slightly off-kilter member of a story, like the kind of weird whimsical creature or the one that didn't quite belong, like the add-on, the little troll guy. And I think it's just because like I didn't see myself in media physically or emotionally, really. And I was like, well, I guess that's the closest. If I were to imagine myself in the story, I wouldn't be Princess Leia. I'd be Yoda.
You'd be bothering a boy.
Yeah.
A boy shows up and you bother him. You make sure to bother him until you die.
Yes, just as I did in my adult life. Baby Ming would be so proud. I gotta find a lightly brunette twink and poke him with a stick and bother him for the rest of his life while he's just trying to work on a tech project.
I just think Yoda's really lovable. He's so cute.
Yoda the best.
We love Yoda.
Love that little green guy.
So Ming, it's been about a month. I know we're gonna have these episodes come out not monthly.
In a more like timely or regular manner. Scheduled TBD.
We'd like to do bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly would be good. Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. For bisexuals.
For bisexuals. But no, I think that's a good achievable dream and we can do it. But like, yeah, it was really great to get feedback on the first 2 episodes that we kind of recorded in a lackadaisical, only just sporadically manner. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope you'll continue to listen and send us more insightful questions, such as, do we actually know Jedi Master Yoda?
Yeah, ask us what we know about all the other things if you want. But, we'll probably dedicate.
And to clarify, like the title of our show, which I love, you wrote this in the copy for our podcast on Spotify, Betty, which is so right, which is like, this is a stream of consciousness show where we talk about all the things we know.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what we know. We know everything that we know. Betty and Ming know everything that we know.
So that's our disclaimer.
That's our one disclaimer. We don't know everything.
But this is everything we know.
But we know everything.
Yeah. So it's not June, but we had a pretty Star Wars-y May.
We had a very May the 4th be with us all May long. We first of all encountered so much Jar Jar art in our lives just naturally, which is really great. Every year, there's something called the Somerville Open Studios, and it's like where you can just go around and go to working artists, practicing artist studios.
All over the city.
All over the city. Some people do it in their actual homes, like they'll open up their apartments and let people just walk in. Other people do it at their workplaces. There are really big like communal studio spaces that are like converted warehouses. We went to one and we saw... Betty.
We saw what I can only describe as a shrine to Jar Jar Binks.
Yes.
There are these paintings by, I think the artist's name was Jason Tong.
Jason Tong, yeah. Unfortunately, he does not have social media, but he did so many good paintings of Jar Jar characters.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll post some of them online if you follow either of us or to the show's
we have some photographs of us posing with these monumental paintings that he did. They were so spectacular because he's associated with the Boston Figural Arts.
Yeah, the Boston Figurative Arts Center. And
so he does life drawing classes and stuff. And we were speaking to him like, what inspired you to do all this Jar Jar art? Like, why? Because you go in there and his entire corner of the studio, which is like a beautiful atelier with open windows and stuff, was just like both unhung and strung canvases, like monumental life-size Renaissance level paintings of Jar Jar with other figures and like takes on actual art historical pieces with Jar Jar inserted. And we were like, why did you do this? And he said that he just got bored drawing the same figures over and over at Life Drawing. So he was like, why don't I make some of them Jar Jar?
He found his muse in Jar Jar Binks. And I think that that's so beautiful. And of course, so Neil was the one who alerted us that there was a Jar Jar Binks shrine.
Oh, yeah. His Jar Jar radar was...
His Jar Jar radar.
Yeah, the tongue went lolling out.
I smell some Jar Jar on the wind.
Really like Tex Avery, like blah. And so he gave us a heads up. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, Ming and I showed up with our Jar Jar Binks hats.
We have Jar Jar Binks character hats that we got at Disneyland like 3 years ago.
Yeah, for Star Wars night.
And they're so good. It has like, they're character hats. They have like 3-dimensional Jar Jar eyes popping up, droopy ears, like a tongue hanging off of the bill of the hat. They're goofy. You can see us coming.
It's literally the Goofy souvenir hat you can get from Disney, but it's Jar Jar Binks. Yes. And they're like everyone.
We wore them all over the city to open studios and people were loving it.
Yeah, it was really cute. The artist was really delighted to see us and took a photo of us with his artwork.
Yeah, people saw us coming into the studio and they were all like, Jason, you got the Jar Jars are here for you.
It was so cute. And like he does like he'll do like figure drawings and then just throw Jar Jar in it. And I'm like, that is such a cool way to break from the monotony. I remember like, during art class, we would have to do portraiture over and over again. We'd have to do figure drawing and it can get so repetitive. And I know like that's part of the process, but why don't zhuzh up with some Jar Jar?
I love zhuzhing it up with some Jar Jar.
Always,
yeah, and that's a handy tip. If anything in life ever starts to bore you or become repetitive, just find a way to insert a blorbo.
Exactly.
That's just good life advice.
But I loved the Somerville Open Studios. That was a really cool experience.
So inspiring. Yeah.
Like we've probably popped into like one or two over the over decade plus we've been here.
But this was my first year, and thank you for recommending that we do this, but this was my first year where I spent the day walking around and just going to multiple venues and really checking them out.
Do you think you would ever open your home to show your mural work?
I wonder because for those unfamiliar, I've been spending the last few years turning our living room, our hallway, and now our kitchen into a full mural thing. That's dicey though, because, we live in a small space. Our daughter lives here with us. We both live and work here. Like, it's our home. It's very crowded. It's very little. It's like, it's Pee-wee's Playhouse. It's awkward. I think I would show people it, but it would only be like if I were moving out the next year or something.
That actually would be a really smart way of doing it. Like, if you ever do move out of here, then you have one final showing of or if it doesn't line up with Somerville Open Studios, you should just have an open house just to show your friends and family, and also like people who want to
I might do I think
you could do a gallery, honestly.
Yes,
like
I think when
Neil
I'm done,
could do a gallery here.
Yeah, I think when I'm done with it, and that's a really great idea, and I'm writing that down in my brain pan right now, that when I'm done with it, I think it would be really fun to host like a gallery reception for friends and family, and people to come in. And that's fine. Obviously, if you know me in real life or have ever met me, ask me and I'll invite you in here to see my murals. But I don't know if I would just invite the whole city to come in.
Yeah, that'd be a lot. That'd be a lot of people. Yeah. Imagine how filthy the floors would be from everyone. Because you can't
you can't
ask everyone to just take off their shoes. I mean, I'd like to, but
that's an Asian woman's nightmare. It's just a million shoed people tromping through your home.
Not to bring up another national tragedy, but this reminds me of why John Benet Ramsey's case was so muddled.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see how you tie this in. All right.
Well, because the day before the crime happened.
I'm with you, girl. I'm immediately there, yeah.
The Ramseys had a beautiful, big, kind of a mansion type of house, and they decorated their house for Christmas, and their house was on one of those Christmas walks where you walk through the whole house. Ooh. And I think there was like a hired Santa at their house and stuff. So there was.
It could have been anyone.
It could have been anyone.
It could have been anyone. And that's why you don't invite the whole city into your home.
Because they might try to get you and then frame you for the death of someone in your family.
I can't have all of Somerville walking through my house and trying to plant crimes to accuse me and Neil of. Imagine. So I think don't ever come to my home and plant a crime.
Okay, I won't. Now that you said so on air, I promise I will not do that.
Yeah, I have you on record.
But I was thinking about how your home is kind of like a living art piece.
It is, Oh, thank you. It is kind of like being in a painting, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I just feel like it would be cool to share this eventually with people.
Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, like I know I need to document it more on Instagram. Like it's grown. I want to take pictures of it. Yeah, maybe I'll do an art book of my home someday.
Well, I do think you could build like a miniature or something of like even the hallway.
Oh,
like,
that would be fun to do a dollhouse
or something, or dollhouse, because that way that would be cool. Like if maybe the open studios isn't that they get to come in here, is that you have a dollhouse and
my gosh,
and they can look with a little like magnifying glass.
Yes, the open studios is actually I'm on my stoop, so I can still meet you and be like, you can't come upstairs, but here's a little diorama miniature, and it's 10 cents a peep.
That is so cute. I don't know, just an idea, because I mean, I love miniatures. I love the dollhouseification. You can't let people in your real house. Let them in a dollhouse.
Yeah, that'd be good. You know? That's another point where why I can't let people in here. Way too many dolls.
Too many dolls. Also, well, here's my fear. What if, like, I mean, of course, my fear is, you have so many little things that someone could just grab and be like, I got a little thing.
Yeah, but also it's like just so many dolls, like dolls actively being played with by my daughter, dolls of Darth Vader that I've dropped in my doings.
That's true.
Cat toy dolls, all sorts of dolls on the floor. Like anyone could just fall and then trip headfirst into a cabinet display curio case full of dolls, and then I'm on the liability hook.
That's true. But what if the day's over?
Okay.
Somerville Open Studios is done.
Okay.
You close the doors, lock the doors.
Close.
And you realize.
Hide my dolls.
Realize there's one extra doll.
Oh no, somebody's unaccounted for.
Someone added a doll.
Oh. Where did this doll come from?
His name is Chucky and/or Robert and/or Annabelle.
Or Annabelle. Yeah, I was going to be like, and then the pitter patter of little feet. Okay, so actually maybe that could be good.
I don't know, just some ideas, but
Thank you.
I think it's kind of funny.
Maybe I'll open my home someday.
Well, it's so funny because we know so many artists in the area, and I don't think any of our friends have ever done the open studio. But I also understand because everyone works from home; they don't want to open their house.
We all just like live in little 1-bathroom apartments.
Yeah,
you know, like that are just a level of a house. It's like you can't just have people in here. I would love to have like an actual studio space someday. And Neil, actually, when we were at the open studios, he was researching. He was like, it's not impossible. Like you could do it. So I'm sure that the wait list would be really long. But imagine if I had a studio space and we could just Oh, that's another thing. I didn't get these women's name, but when we went to Open Studio, before we saw the Jar Jar art, we also went into another studio that had the nicest brown dog in the world in it.
Oh my God.
Do you remember how nice that puppy was?
I've been thinking about that dog. It was
such a chilled out, like chocolate
cake dog.
Chocolate cake lab, chocolate nose, chocolate eyes, chocolate fur.
Sweet little bear.
Happy little guy, just laying there so chilled out.
While his
mama, the studio was just these two nice ladies.
And she was just making shell jewelry.
She was making shell jewelry. She was stringing pearls and beads. And she was like, this is my art in my studio place. I make this bespoke artisanal shell jewelry. And like, goddamn.
With her calm dog.
Imagine if
you could bring Huey.
Oh, yeah. What if I cage my 20-pound cat and roll him up that hill into the studio? Make him watch me make a bracelet.
I mean, so my issue right now is that anytime I have any little dangling things,
because you have 2 cats and I have 2 cats, so I don't need to tell you.
Yeah,
they love a little dangling.
They love little dangling things, and as soon as I drop something, they hear it and they run over to see what it is, and I'm like, oh, I have to like do my jewelry stuff away from them, you know?
Yeah,
but. A studio space would be really cool, Ming. I mean, I feel like
someday. I think it's an achievable dream.
I think so. I mean, I think honestly, a lot of us would benefit from a space like that, you know?
Separating home and work a little bit more.
And also like just that warehouse that we went to had so much nice lights, and it's right by the community path and stuff, you know?
Let me in. I
know.
I'm shaking the bar.
It was so cool. It was cool to finally go in there too, because we have always walked by there. I don't think it's normally open to the, I mean.
Vernon Street Studios is what it's called, by the way.
It's right by McGowan
or Gilman Square.
Yeah.
If you're in the Somerville area, you can just go up the bike path and visit it. It's not always open, but sometimes it is. I think periodically they do open studio events and they have, you know, group member sales and stuff. And it's just like such a diversity of artists all in one space. It was so inspiring and refreshing.
And we didn't even go through the whole thing. There are more.
I could have done more. It was it was an old converted factory warehouse. And it was like 4 stories.
Yeah.
Gosh,
and we only made it to like maybe 2, and then we continued with other studios.
Then we went to we went to Central Street Studios, which is like another conglomerate studio converted space area. Then we went to I also saw the Rat Open Studios, which is on somebody's yard in Spring Hill. They had just set up a bunch of plastic rats, like looking at a fake little cardboard art gallery. Yeah, see, it's just so cute. The whole city gets into it, you know?
Like a lot of people have outdoor things, so I think you could do an outdoor thing. Which
maybe I'll do like a lemonade stand for art. Oh my gosh, Darcy would love that.
That is such a cute idea. Then she can show her little. Yeah. She can have her mini gallery.
I have to say, I'm really excited because we are all over your birthday weekend going to go to New Hampshire, where Neil and I are guests at Granite State Comic Con. We're going to be there, Neil and me, and I'm really excited. It's in September. We'll drop a link to that too as it approaches. But Betty's going to come with us. It will be her birthday weekend, so everybody has to shower her with love and affection. And of course, our daughter will be with us, and she will probably be selling her comic book, Snake Girl.
Yeah,
with me. So
it's about a snake girl.
Yeah, I'm thinking she's probably going to table with me at my table. Like
I'm sure.
I'll probably sell her art just as much as mine. So
they should just give her a little table in between your and Neil's tables.
I know,
like a little at Fan Expo, card table
at Fan Expo Boston last year. She hid behind my table and she had like a little sign up saying "Art Beast." I'm the art beast inside. dare to knock if you want to talk to the art beast and you'll get a prize. And she would like give out little drawings to people. So very cute. I'm looking forward.
It's very cool that she's into doing cons because I remember like my dad didn't do Comic Cons when I was growing up, but he was a trading card collector.
Right.
So we would do trading card shows.
And you said that with your mom, you would go to like stamp and sticker shows and stuff.
Yeah. So
and with my dad, I went to boat shows. I think like all of us have like a trade show memory with our parents.
I miss it. And I think that's why we also like flea markets because that's kind of like
so nostalgic.
A con that you can go to that's a bunch of old stuff. You know?
Yeah. But so I am immensely grateful. I mean, of course, Darcy likes nerdy stuff. How could she not with me and Neil as her parents? But I'm grateful that she likes it and leans into it because it's always nice when the kids of the carnies like the show too.
Yeah, you're right because
she's not getting off this ride. So
I'm thinking like she could have easily been like, "Oh, I'm bored," you know, like because my sister and I would have coloring books when we were with our dad, and my mom would like pack lunches for us every day, and it was really cute. We had these like egg with butter, like a little egg sheet with a little layer of butter, then on white bread, and then my mom would roll them up
like into a tube.
Yeah, into a tube, and you eat them into a little sandwich.
That sounds so yummy.
It's you know what? I bet that kid would like those.
Do you think your mom could still make that? Can you make that?
I could probably make it.
Can we make that?
You know what? I want to try making that with like a tamago style egg because I think that would be perfect. Because I think that little bit of like mirin and rice vinegar or whatever.
I love a sweet egg.
Would cut through the white bread of it all.
That would be really nice.
That
was a very Star Wars thingy.
Yeah, that
anyway,
was so
Jar
cool.
Studio.
Big Star Wars news for us is that Ming and I and two of our other friends, Lauren Moran and her boyfriend Mondo, all four of us are gonna go to Star Wars Celebration, which is next year, next April. We've never gone.
Never. No, I've never been to a celebration. I'm so psyched. I'm so pumped.
I'm so excited to celebrate.
Celebrate Star Wars. Come on. Yeah, we'll be there. Maybe I think this is gonna be we've been talking about maybe doing like a group Ewok costume, which I think would be really key. Because I'm kind of torn between doing Ewok costume or finally using this as an opportunity to make my Leku.
You should.
Which would be my Twi'lek ear tails.
What color?
Oh, definitely like
alien would you be?
You know I'm olive green, baby.
Yeah,
olive or minty. I could be minty green, I guess, but I feel like I'm more sage or olive.
I think they would both look pretty, but I think olive would look really. You could go minty and then wear olive clothes.
Thank you. Yeah. It also goes back to Star Trek. Sorry, I'm one of those.
I was gonna say
I'm one of those sick
green girls.
Green girls and Orion. Yeah, and Orion. I'm one of those sick freaks that like Star Trek and Star Wars.
I love the green girlies of Star Trek, so I get it.
Thank you. Yeah, I could be any or either. Are you leaning more towards Twi'lek or Ewok?
Ewok, because I know that
cutesy hoods.
I think that the hood would be less
it's gonna be less of a
because I have long hair.
It's gonna be hot trying to bind up all of our hair into that cap.
But because
and then wear like pantyhose.
I know because you have to wear the little like shorts on top too.
Yeah.
But that you could probably like if your hair's still short, you could probably do it easier.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Anyway, I'm just so excited. It's our first time at Celebration. I don't really know what to expect. I think there's going to be an all Star Wars Artist Alley, obviously. There's going to be panels and things like that. I think honestly we'll probably go to the Artist Alley the most because we like seeing that stuff.
We'll see the panels online.
Online, but
that's how we do it every year. But we usually watch them online.
It's more like seeing the other fans and like what they have. And trinket trading. That is like a new thing that's come up in like in the last 10 years. It wasn't so popular in conventions back when we were going more. And I really want to make Star Wars trinkets to trade with everyone.
I want to
make a zine.
Yes.
I think we should make bracelets.
Yes.
Maybe bag charms or stickers. I don't know.
We can make a bunch of little things. I think I want to figure out outfits where I can carry lots of pockets of things that
the bandolier of little guys.
Yeah. Back in the day, they had a Kenner exclusive bandolier.
Like Chewie's bandolier.
Yeah. That you can carry all the little 3 3/4 inch figures on a bandolier. And I think it's the coolest accessory.
I think we're going to have to make that.
Why not?
Also, if we were Ewoks, we could be like Rambo Ewoks because they're little killers. We could have bandoliers all over us covered in little guys.
Oh my God. We should make
cargo pocket skirts.
We could make stormtrooper head,
Yeah.
belts, like
Mystique.
chain belts, like Mystique. Oh my God. Oh
All right,
my
hold
God.
on. I gotta take
Oh
some
my
notes.
God.
Pausing the podcast to just do some concept sketches really quick.
But anyway, we're so excited.
Yeah.
It's going to be all of our first times going to
And
Celebration.
I know some of our favorite fan artists are going to be there.
know.
From online, so I'm so pumped.
I'm really excited because, and we'll be in LA, which we love. This year we skipped Star Wars night because we did it the last 2 years, and I think
which we're very grateful for, and it was super duper fun.
If we could
We'll go
do
to
it
Star Wars. We would go to Star Wars night again in a heartbeat, but like, come on,
we're going to Star Wars Celebration, and I'm sure a lot of those freaks who go Star Wars night will be at Star Wars Celebration, and we can bond with them there. And I think it'll be a better opportunity to meet other Star Wars fans to rap about the wars.
About those wars. All those glorious Star Wars. And also I'm excited to hopefully just see more of LA too.
Me too, because we want to try to visit the George Lucas Museum.
Yes, that will be open when we go in September.
Yeah. Oh my God, every photo they keep dropping of the museum, like George Lucas
It looks amazing.
while standing there while the Grievous bike is getting set up, and it's like the hardest photo I've ever seen. Like he has
what a man.
He's so cool. And
a man.
And then today, this very morning, I saw a a sneak
this
photo.
very one of June 2nd.
Yeah, I saw a photo of the Naboo starfighter in the lobby. So as soon as you walk in, you see that big, beautiful ship. I know.
There's a little boy in there. He's going to go on a big journey.
Yeah, he's about to be thrown into a cult and have a lot of weird things happen to him.
He doesn't even know.
Have you ever been an orphan, a forced orphan, and then told you can't feel feelings?
Forced fin, if you will.
A orphan of the Force.
A forced fin, yeah.
Forced fin.
Very excited for that.
I'm so excited. I think that would be really fun. The tickets went sold out so fast.
That was the other thing.
Celebration.
Thank God for you and all of your Virgo proclivities, Betty.
It was not even me. It was Lauren.
It was Lauren,
It was
right.
Lauren and Mondo who were on top of it. I just happened the day that they went on sale, an hour before, I just saw on my Instagram Explore page, it was just here's what to know about Star Wars Celebration tickets. I was like, when do they go on sale? And I was like, wait, it's today.
Right now.
Then I contacted Lauren and I was like, hey, are we doing this? And she was like, I'm already planning on it. So it all worked out well. And I was like,
well, thank God for Lauren Moran and Mondo because we really needed that.
Yeah, we had on luck. So
they sold out within the first day within 5 hours,
which
or something.
no one expected.
Every ticket for every day,
because people expected that the 4-day pass or 3-day, 4-day passes were gonna sell out. 4-day passes were gonna sell out, but then the single day all sold out.
Right. So we're not going for all 4 days. We're going Thursday and Friday. Right?
Yeah. So if you're also going
Thursday
let
and
us
Friday,
know.
yeah, we'll talk more about that as we enjoy the lead up and make our Ewok costume.
Yeah.
But that's so cool. I can't wait.
I mean, we're there for 2 days, so
Yeah.
you could be an Ewok and a Twi'lek.
Yeah, I could do anything. I'll probably wear. I can do anything. You do. Will you dress as Anakin, and I will dress as Obi-Wan. Yeah, I'm ready.
Speaking of which, as a follow up to last week's episode, the episode 2, I almost said Anakin and I. Ming and I, we both made Anakin and Obi-Wan in their Tomodachi life.
We did indeed.
And Darcy helped me draw the little scar on Anakin's face.
Yeah.
But Ming,
I did a paint up. I did a full doll face paint on Obi-Wan, and he's looking flushed and rosy and just really nice. I got his forehead mole in there. As the Force intended. I put his little gingery wisps graying at the temples. I put a lot of love in there.
the details are amazing.
Thank you. Maybe I'll take a screen cap if he does anything really great.
He keeps eavesdropping on people talking about other things. I keep being like, dude.
He is so nosy, my
Yeah.
little Tomodachi Anakin. Obi-Wan. Tomodachi Anakin is funny because in my Tomodachi, he has a little golden statue or idol. he was somehow through a dream or an interaction with another villager, he was gifted a little golden cup or statue.
Oh yeah, it's a gold bowl.
It's a gold bowl. That's what it is. He has a gold bowl. And he is just constantly sitting and admiring the gold bowl. So he'll just be crouched in the Asian stoop, just stooped over looking at his gold bowl. I'm like, well, what are you doing, buddy? You're
He's
not
pondering his bowl.
You're not supposed to idolize that. Jedi can have no possessions.
That's true. I keep giving them possessions in the game.
And it turns out that Anakin really wanted the biggest, most expensive one, because like all the other things that the villagers are getting and like all the toys that they have and that they admire are like boxes of tissues.
Yeah, you're right.
Cracker Jacks.
I think Neil and I kept trying to give Anakin different items, and then
a roll of toilet paper.
He only liked the golden bowl.
He only liked the golden bowl.
And we tried to give him other stuff. And
he's a high-class man of an exquisite taste, and it really leads you to see how he could have been wined and dined by Sheev Palpatine.
Who, by the way, is like best friends with your husband in the game.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. Neil made Emperor Palpatine for our idyllic island. He put the galaxy's most evil bastard on our island.
After we made
where our daughter and we live.
where your daughter and our favorite guys live, and he threw it. He declared after we made Anakin Obi-Wan, he's like, oh, maybe I should make Sheev. And I was like, no.
We were all like, no, don't do that. Nobody wants
no.
that.
Yeah. Now. So anyway, Sheev's running around. He's scared.
Free.
He scared Anakin in the shower.
And he's always, and the worst, you were playing just earlier today and you're like, Sheev seems to be interested in a child. We screamed.
Yeah.
It was Darcy's Tomodachi. I'm like, immediately delete all of this.
He had great interest.
No.
So also, as a follow-up to the last episode, we redeemed ourselves with the blind box.
Our blind bag catastrophe where I got a really disappointing A-Wing. I don't even know where it is because I care so little for it.
I re-listened to that and I couldn't stop laughing over how
it's
viscerally bummed we were.
It sucked.
We start off crunching the...
We're like, ooh, a blind bag, Mylar. Really going into it like we're going to do an influencing thing, and then like anything, I'd be happy with anything that came out of this. And then it's just some A-Wing and I'm like,
it was immediate disappointment. It was so funny. But we redeemed ourselves because...
You redeemed us. You redeemed us.
I had to pop by and do some errands, and I picked up 2 of the Star Wars cutie cuffs.
Which, if you're not familiar with them, are these like... If you grew up in the 90s or whatever and you remember like slap bracelets, they're essentially slap bracelets that are covered in material and have like a little stuffy on them. And they come for pretty much every licensed merchandise you can think of. And you buy them and they're like in little plastic boxes. They're usually at Walmart or Target or whatever. Star Wars ones are very key.
Yeah, we got some from the first...
Vader, Boba Fett,
like Baby Luke. All the classics.
We got those guys.
The second series was all prequels. And I, of course, was like, I gotta find these. And
gotta find these guys.
And I gotta say, I rigged it a little bit because I had to.
Well, you did research.
Well, I remember that cutie cuffs have like 3 little holes on the top of each
air
box.
holes for the cutie cuffs to breathe through.
Exactly, because they're living.
Yeah.
And I was looking through like a whole box of them, trying to figure out just by... like if I could kind of see through the plastic, but I could see through the holes, trying to figure out just through
the color of material. Like, who could this be? Is this Chewbacca or is this Han Solo? Like...
Exactly. And I was able to grab us 2, and we opened them up together, and they were Anakin and Obi-Wan. And it was on the day of the Revenge of the Sith anniversary that happened.
That was magical.
So it was like really, it felt like a good redemption.
Yep.
We have cute little guys.
She's got Anakin. I got Obi-Wan.
I have Anakin on my bag right now. And I really love them. They're so cute. I mean, the cutest little plushies will always be the itty bitties.
Hallmark's itty bitties are the cutest things in the world.
They're so cute. I keep seeing that they're going to release, or they might have already released, but I haven't seen it in person, but they have like a little Sith Anakin with the evil eyes.
Yeah.
But of course the normal one is the cutest one. We see like a little Sanrio character.
Yeah.
It's pretty cute.
Very cute.
Speaking
of cute, speaking of little cuties in
Star
Wars.
We mentioned him earlier.
I mentioned a little man
that we love.
Name of Baby Yode.
AKA
the Grogu.
Baby Grogu.
Yeah, that's him. Grogu, we all know.
Do you think that they named him Grogu because it sounds like Go-Gurt and Yoda sounds like yogurt?
And the Spaceballs joke of yogurt, yeah.
They're gonna do that.
Yeah, they're gonna do that.
They're gonna
for sure.
do that. But yeah, we saw Mando and Grogu, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie at the Omni Theater Muglar.
The Mugar Omni Theater.
There we go.
Yeah,
The Terry Muglar Omni Theater.
The Mugar Omni Theater, where if you grew up in Boston, Leonard Nimoy for a long time used to do the intro. You would get into the theater, you'd sit down, and he would go, Rama Lama Ding Dong. This is the Omni Theater.
Oh, I miss it. I mean, it's basically a big dome. It's a 72-foot tall.
It's like the eye.
It's like it's like the sphere eye. But it's also just 8 feet smaller than the Soarin' screen at Disney World and Disneyland.
Yeah, so we saw the little Grogu inside of an orb. We were like him in the pram.
Yeah, we were in the big egg, and it was really cool because during the flying sequences and the fight sequences, it felt a lot like Soarin'. All we needed was some smells pumped in, and I think
it wasn't a 4D experience, so they weren't shake, rattle, and rolling us, but
the dome experience was really immersive. And you couldn't look anywhere away from Star Wars. So just blasting you with little cute baby stuff.
I think I may have seen like March of the Penguins on that.
That must have been amazing.
Way back when, yeah. But like not anything since. I've never seen like just a film.
I saw Superman there last summer.
Yes, so you were the one who suggested that we do this.
And that was
awesome.
very cool. Yeah. I wish I had seen Project Hail Mary on that big screen. Because I think that would have been really cool. And
we still saw it on IMAX. And it was still good.
Big IMAX. But can you imagine it would have felt like Rocky and Grace when they're in their little dome room?
Oh my gosh, the biosphere at the end.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was thinking that, but also when they're in the dome, when he's showing him like movies and stuff.
With the holograph.
Yeah, the holodeck that they're in. Yeah.
And I'm
like, that's kind of what we were in, you know?
Another little great guy.
I loved
Rocky.
Rocky was so cute.
Anyway.
I wish Rocky and Grogu could meet.
Can Rocky and Grogu?
I mean, I'm excited to see Ryan Gosling in a Star Wars movie, but Mando and Grogu was really cute. We brought your whole family.
Yep, Darcy came to see it. It was not the first Star Wars movie she's seen in theaters because we dragged her to see The Phantom Menace in theaters 2 years ago. And she was like, that was a film.
Yeah, she locked in when she first saw Queen Amidala.
When she saw Amidala, when Amidala first pops up on the holograph, she was like, ooh, a beautiful lady in a cool costume. And then it was just like boys and space fights. And she's like, all right, I'm out of here again.
Which, fair enough. I understand. But she loved this movie. And
we did too.
Yeah, I had a really fun time. It was really cute. I mean,
I really enjoyed it. Like it was everything that I think we were all hoping that season 2 of Mandalorian would be, which was just Mando and Grogu going on little adventures throughout the galaxy together. And we got to see like a more tender, capable side of Grogu taking care of Papa, taking care of Daddy.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We won't
spoil too
anything,
much.
but there's so much cute little things that Grogu does.
My favorite part, also like just like so many puppets in the movie. Obviously there's CG, but we just could not stop talking about how good the puppetry was afterwards.
Also little guys.
And like this movie will make you think Grogu is alive because there's a scene which again confirms that the unknown race of Jedi, of Gender Master Vodka and Grogu, they both have like a vestigial mud patting instinct. They like to make little huts out of mud.
It's so like
they really puppeteered this little baby puppet down in the mud, picking up mud, building a dome, and I was like, look at it, he's doing it. It's real.
He's so cute.
It's so much better. Like I would pay to see those little Anzellan puppets and Grogu just having a play date in a field for like an hour and a half, fully just fully puppeteered. Like, just let me know what they do on their play date in the afternoon. I'd rather see that than any CGI spectacle.
I saw someone post on, I love the Anzellans. I can't stop thinking about how cute the Anzellans are.
God,
They're
big pipe. Big pipe.
I can't believe Star Wars figured out, let's make our version of doozers.
They are doozers.
They're doozers.
But again, they're like Yoda, they kind of have slight quality, right?
Yeah, they're
little, even tinier grandpas.
Star Wars will make a cute little guy, but be like, yeah, that's a little grandpa. Like even Yoda is 50. I mean, Grogu is 50.
Grogu is 50. That's grandpa age.
That's grandpa age. I mean,
Could be.
Yeah, could be. And I think it's just so funny. They're like, yeah, little guy, old. And it's
did you think
so
that cute little guy was small? He's old as hell. Older than the mountains, in fact.
And the Enzellans, they're so funny. They're so cute. Yeah. I would love to see little close-ups of the little guys.
I know.
Like
so
we saw
good.
the Porgs at the Academy Museum last
Oh my
year.
gosh, yeah. When we went to LA and we went to the Academy Museum, the little tiny Porgs behind glass were so sweet.
Yeah.
I will say that a big difference between Mandalorian and Grogu, and I'm not going to say that this is the reason why it's slightly underperforming financially, but it maybe is a contributing factor, is that Rada the Hutt was not a puppet at any point. And I know it would have been so hard because he's so muscular and handsome and fit and mobile. They can't
possibly build something.
They can't make something that big and handsome and muscly and fast.
They can't. They would simply, if they made that real, they have to hide that.
They have to hide that guy.
Hide that guy.
Hide your Rada. Because every man and woman is going to try and chase that slug down.
You know about, I want to touch the Jabba. Well, I want to touch the Rada.
I want to touch Jabba. I want to touch Rada. That'd be so good. Yeah. He was I really liked his character a lot, but it did make me, I don't know. I think most people seeing this movie probably are not even Star Wars fans or don't know much of the lore. So if anything, they might have a passing familiarity with the name or the concept of Jabba the Hutt. But to us freaks, it was very off-putting and has been since they've been doing this in the Mandalorian TV show to see CGI Hutts. Because Jabba, that's the whole reason why he was such a big deal, I think, is he was so viscerally gross and nasty and just covered in
slime
gunk
and gooey slug man.
You could see the bubbles, you could see the quivers, you could see all of that. And it is, I'm sorry, it is frankly,
a big puppet. Make a big puppet.
Frankly, the Huttness of it all is frankly lost when they are non-corporeal.
There were some moments where I see a big Jabba talking and our big Hutt talking and it's CGI and you're like, am I looking at it? And especially when they start speaking in basic.
Yeah, when they're speaking in basic.
It feels like an insurance commercial a little bit sometimes. I'm like, is this a big snot?
Can we please not be doing that? You are a Hutt. Have some dignity.
I do wonder
Speak in Huttese.
I wonder if they initially were going to have it all in Huttese and then they were like, wait, there's going to be a lot of babies seeing this movie. They can't be reading all that. But it's fine. Have a protocol droid.
Have a protocol droid standing right next to you.
Where are the protocol droids?
My esteemed friend, the great and mighty fighter, Rata the Hutt, says that he will not come with you, for he wishes to win the admiration of the audience in battle and valor to prove himself different from his father. The end.
Easy. Or the other thing you could do is, and they did this in the Clone Wars movie where Rada first shows up, is when Jabba is talking, they just you can kind of understand, and they might have a protocol droid or they just have someone respond to him and you can kind of pick up from.
It's just like Chinglish when some words of it are in English. And it's like that's Huttese too.
And I'm like, oh,
that when Jabba's going ho 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 solo no Jedi Manda, you know what he's saying.
Exactly. and the Clone Wars movie is also a movie for kids too. So I'm like, oh, they could have gone full Huttese. And sometimes when Jeremy Allen White's lines were coming out in basic, and I was like, doesn't quite match the
voice
mouth.
Is not matching the face either.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it's like maybe they thought it would just be too weird to have that language. But I just feel like if you're already expecting the audience to let a big slug into their heart and their eyeballs, that you should just give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that they can also stand to hear a different language.
We've all seen Love Actually. Sometimes someone will just learn a whole language to win the heart of a Portuguese woman. I think that's what happened.
I have to admit, I haven't seen Love Actually since theaters. So.
It's fine. But Rada is I still found him to be a really compelling character.
Yeah.
I really liked him. He
was so cute. I liked him. I loved his whole like his relationship with Grogu and Mando. I thought they were a really fun family unit, and like I wanted them to go together across the galaxy as bros and just like figure stuff out.
You know, also here's the thing: Mando does so many jobs all across the galaxy. Does he not have a translator or something in his helmet? Like,
yeah, come on.
Like they could do something where you could have the translator be, and then maybe that can come in, and that's Jeremy Allen.
And
White's
by the way,
voice
I'm not
or
mad. I'm not mad that they didn't speak Huttese because I'm a nerd. I'm mad that they didn't speak Huttese because they already did it in these famously very famous movies, and I just think it's more fun. When I see like a sci-fi or fantasy movie, I think it's more fun when they add more color.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little less cool when people are just speaking in basic, quote unquote, or whatever.
I think
especially if the character wouldn't be.
Well, also, like you had there's other Hutts in the movie and they all speak Huttese. And I know that they're trying to be like, oh, Rada is like,
he's trying to distance himself from his father.
He's very much like
he's doing a
son of an immigrant. Like, I'm gonna be different than my gangster dad. You know,
I'm gonna do this the right way.
But I think but Anakin spoke Huttese.
Yeah, well, because he had to because of the enslavement.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they were like, oh, I want to speak. Well, I don't know. Why did Jeremy Allen Rada know?
Did Jeremy Allen Rada?
Did he know any other? He must know other alien languages and just adjusted when he heard Mando speak in Basic.
I'm not familiar with Jeremy Allen White as an actor, like, or much of his body of work. I haven't seen The Bear yet. I know it's amazing. I've heard nothing but good things. We did see him in that one wrestling movie with Zac Efron.
The Iron Claw.
The Iron Claw. Yeah, he was great in that. But does he seem like the kind of guy who would be given like a bunch of phonetic lines and Huttese in a script, try it once, feel a little silly, and then be like, I'm not saying all that gobbledygook?
I think he.
Don't you think it'd be more cool if I just said it like this, guys?
I think he would have. I think he would have done it, but I think that they ultimately chose to like. I don't.
Just look at my off-puttingly piercing eyes. Don't you think I should just say it the way I want?
You know, I'm kind of surprised they didn't give him the piercing eyes. I thought they were going to give Rada the piercing eyes, but of course they're going to make him look like his dad, even though, you know, we all know how hard it is when your dad's Jabba the Hutt.
We all know it's really hard out there, guys, when you're just trying to be your own Hutt, but your father is Jabba. But we really liked Rada a lot, so much so that again.
You found a muse in Rada.
I started drawing him. I'm gonna work on some fan art, and I was like, I want to draw Rada and Grogu together as bros when they're like both 500. Brogus when they're 500. I'll work on that. But
Grogu and Brada.
Yeah, Grogu and Brada. But also, then you were like, we got to watch the Clone Wars movie.
Yeah, well, because
that's the very introduction of Rada, the little guy.
in this movie, they do make a little Clone Wars nod where they're like, the last known photo of him is this, and they show him as a little baby because he's a
little
baby,
grub,
a little slug, a little stinky slug, and
in fact, that's what Ahsoka calls him, Stinky.
He's so cute. That movie, though, the Clone Wars movie, I remember seeing that in theaters. That was your first time watching it.
Yeah, it was actually.
I saw it in theaters with my boyfriend at the time, and I remember being like, oh, there's another Star Wars movie. One just came out. And
speaking of Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith. Yeah. Okay.
And I know it would be smart to release the Clone Wars anime movie in between.
Yeah, but no, cast your mind back to 2006, 2007, whenever this came out.
It was, and it was like, I did not like it when I saw it in theaters. I still don't really like it, but I appreciate that there's some cool things in it. Christopher Lee does Dooku's voice.
Christopher Lee voices Count Dooku.
And Samuel L. Jackson does Mace Windu's voice in it. Thank God. It kind of makes you think, oh, they could have had all these guys doing the voices probably if they asked.
But they famously did not.
They famously did not ask our boys to be in the movie. So, but it's an ugly style that they committed to, and that's the house animation style for all Star Wars from now on. And
it's not to my taste.
And you know, I've watched all of Clone Wars now, like during the pandemic, and I've grown to appreciate and even love a lot of it. But I don't think it's not my ideal aesthetic. It just feels like I'm kind of watching, like I'm more listening to a radio play but I still appreciate. I love their armor outfits.
Yeah, it did give us some stuff.
And I do like Ahsoka. Like Ahsoka is a cool character, and I love how much similar to the Kenobi show. I love how much time we get with the Clone Wars. Like it's crazy that it ended up being a show as long as it was. And you're like, oh, I didn't show any of this in the movies. You know?
Yeah.
It's almost like they should have made the movies about that, about all that.
Almost like. I hope that whatever Ahsoka season 2 is just a million flashbacks of those guys in armor.
Now that you've seen the Clone Wars movie, did the purple smoke like battlefields like?
Yes, it reminded me of episode 5 of Ahsoka season 1 where Anakin appears in person and looks so good.
I know. I love that flashback. Like I'm excited to see more live action Clone Wars, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, stop making live action things of whatever. But for me, that's what I want.
Yeah.
That's a biblically accurate version of Clone Wars.
Get those guys' butts in that stuff while they can still fit.
Get those guys' butts in that stuff while they can still do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all we're asking.
And my favorite thing about the Clone Wars movie is Stinky now. And I'm like, oh,
Rada.
that is such like him as a baby is so cute. Him as a big lug. I didn't expect to be so fond of him, but I really like him. It might be also because like we are a little bit wrestle brain, and he feels like he was wrestling.
Yeah.
He was a little fighter. And I was like, I like this big guy, and he's so sweet. And he and Grogu, green guys, big green,
little green.
Big green.
I
love
I also liked how this movie highlighted the scale and like the differences in scale between all the sentient beings, because it's like the Anzellans have their own little deep space ship that
my god, that was so funny.
That Grogu has to go into, and Grogu is almost too big to fit into their little ship. And then Grogu's like, come on, Dad, get in the ship. He's like, I'm not going to do that, buddy. I can't get in there. It's the size of a Hot Wheels. And then at like another point, Rada is like, I can't get in this regular size thing. It's the size of a Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
They need to make big enough ships for everyone.
I know.
But it makes you realize though why.
It's so Richard Scary Busy Town though.
Yes.
Big and little vehicles.
It's like it's kind of like Zootopia.
Some people are in apple cars and other people are in watermelon cars.
Yeah, man, it was really. I mean, we haven't had.
It is like Zootopia. You're right. The scale.
It's kind of like what a fun way to like. I think the whole point of the Mando and Grogu show is kind of like travel around to different planets, show stuff that isn't Tatooine.
I also can't even remember if this was like Mando season 2 or Book of Boba Fett. I don't know when it happened, but I have a memory of seeing the late great departed Carl Weathers crouching down in a little Anzellan workshop, right?
Yeah, where he's smiling at them, and it reminds me of the same shot of Michael Caine looking at the cheeses of the Mises.
I know, and it's like I fucking love that stuff. Like, yeah, show me the little mouse workshop.
Which, like, okay, why don't they have little windows of little like Anzellans at Galaxy's Edge?
Galaxy's Edge, my main complaint about it, I mean, it is a magical, beautiful place, but like compared to the hated Harry Potter world, it doesn't have as much, and it's fine. Harry Potter world, everyone who worked on it did a great job. We just hate that lady.
Yeah, we hate that lady.
But one thing that Harry Potter world and other places do really well that I wish Galaxy's Edge would do better is have more animatronics and more just like animated set dressing, more Imagineering, if you will, if you dare to say.
And they do
more signs of life. They do.
They do have some little guys, like the guy near the bathroom that pops out, the little
the Dianoga guy.
Yeah, and then they have the little loth cat, but
that's everyone's favorite part. But it's not enough.
They should have
little. They should have little end zones, and they should have them on different strata. And also for a place that's ostensibly for kids, like Disney, why isn't there more stuff at little kid eye level for them?
Yeah, like
it's because our big knees are blocking everything.
Yeah.
Our big wall to wall knees.
I think I mean I wouldn't be surprised if within the next like decade or so we'll probably have a whole Star Wars park at this point.
Well, that would be nice because I don't know if they're ever going to make another Star Wars movie.
Our friend Lauren, who's going to Celebration with us, she mentioned that she noticed that the Hutt tree kind of looks like it could easily be an overlay at Animal
Kingdom.
Yeah, and I've never gone, but I saw pictures. She showed me pictures, and I was like,
"The Tree of Life." Yeah. No, that tree is very impressive. But I think they It would be weird though if they did that instead of expanding it into Pandora, because it's like right next to Pandora World. Does anyone care about Pandora?
Well, I think she was thinking of the Avatar part. She was like, this could easily turn
be
into
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
It could. I had that thought too, which is sad because like that ride was easily our favorite part of Disney World, actually. So
but imagine if it was Soarin', but Star Wars, you know?
Okay,
yeah. Everyone's on a little speeder.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Like,
I can't wait for you to do it.
I know. I really want to do it. And I've never seen any of the Avatars. I'm very much.
You don't even need to. Darcy's never seen the Avatars, and Ride of the Banshee or whatever was her favorite part of Disney World too. And she loved it. We waited in line for 55 minutes for it the first time. She loved it so much. When we were on the ride, she screamed, "I can't believe this is happening." And then afterwards, she said, "Can we do that again?" And she was very happy to get right back in line.
Wow.
Like, it was really, really fun.
That's how I felt when I went on Rise of the Resistance.
Oh my God. I'm so glad we finally went on a functioning ride through Ride of the Resistance.
That was amazing because we got to go on during the day last year, and then we went on both nights of Star Wars night because we're like, well, it's only like a 5-minute wait.
May as well just go on.
And it was like, I will never get over all like that ride. Is
great.
Fun.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's so cool.
Do you think they're gonna overlay that with OT stuff, or
I wish they would.
I'm curious.
I don't know. Like, do you? I mean, is it inevitable that the sequel trilogy is going to have a resurgence? Like, the kids who were little in 2016 or 15 are going to grow up and be like, "I love Finn and Rey and Poe, and they need all of the justification in media."
Yeah, I think. I mean, I think it'll be a big deal. For the kids that grew up with it. I mean, it did.
Maybe that's when we'll get our Save Ben Solo movie, when Adam Driver's when he's Harrison Ford in Air Force One.
Wow.
Age.
He seems like he's an actor for life. So.
Yeah, seems like.
And you know what? He does have the chops to do like an older, and probably by then maybe the de-aging tech will be so good.
Yeah, it'll be so good and not off-putting and creepy.
And then Stanley will show up and say hi to...
de-aging. I mean, I think it's cool that it exists at all, but I gotta tell you, I did finally watch that Fallout series because our wonderful Blorbo Kyle MacLachlan is on it.
Love him.
And they do some pretty heavy de-aging on him down to his Twin Peaks age, and it doesn't look good.
Is it a little jarring?
It's that smooth face on his older man's body, you know?
Yeah.
It just is weird.
Did you find Hayden Christensen's de-aging distracting? Like, there's some
in certain scenes I did, but overall I thought it was done really well because it was more just like kind of nipping and tucking him.
And they were also showing, like, especially with the Clone Wars flashbacks with that like beauty lighting, I think that they were a little bit more forgiveness.
If you put enough literal fog of war over the screen, you can hide a lot of sins with those guys.
And it looks like it didn't give me Uncanny Valley at all during those scenes. I think
my main memory is just being like, oh, he's so beautiful.
I know, he looks so good.
Yeah,
he looks so good.
Let's go meet him again. Hayden, are you out there? Can you hear me? Hayden, can you hear me?
Do you think that they'll come back to a con that we'll be at?
Hayden and Obi-Wan?
Well, he'll definitely be at Celebration. I think that he's confirmed for Celebration.
I know, but we're definitely not going to be able to get in the line to meet those guys.
We're not. I don't think we're going to waste our time. I don't think we're going to spend our time meeting anyone unless there's like an unbelievable meet and greet. Like,
we did meet Hayden Christensen in Boston several years ago, and it was so good. We got a photo with him. We're dressed as Annie and Obi, and Betty looks, if you crop me out of it, it just looks like Betty is going to prom with Hayden Christensen, and it looks really good.
and we had a little bit of like misluck that turned into really good luck.
Oh yeah, that was so magical.
We went and met him. He was so...
We paid for our tickets. We stood in line.
He was so handsome. Like, he looked at both of us and was like, "You both look so beautiful." And we're like, and we took our photo and we're like, oh my God. Yeah. And then we went to collect our photo. And when we got our prints, I was like, we both pointed at me and I was like, I'm blinking. What do I do?
Your eyes were fully closed.
My eyes are fully closed. We paid money for this. We need, like, what are we going to do? Is this my photo forever?
Yeah.
And that's my biggest plight, is that I often... my eyes work at a different level than like film.
Often blinking in pictures.
I don't know what it is.
More so than other people.
I think that something about the way I blink is that I blink at a way that counters camera speed or something.
It is just somewhat slightly misaligned.
When someone counts me down, I'm usually ready. But something about like camera shutters and my eyes, like one of our Instaxes we took, like I had closed eyes and that just happens. But it was a miracle that most of them came out open-eyed. Anyway, so my eyes are closed and I was like, oh, I guess it's our photo forever. But we point out to the workers and they were like,
oh no, we can't have that.
They immediately went on their walkies. They're like, oh,
hold on, we have 2 turnarounds, messed up photo.
And then we were like, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this? And they started escorting us back to Hayden, and we got to go back and retake our photo.
And he said, back for more?
Well, he said it more like we cozied up next to him again, and he was like, oh, back for more?
Yeah, he said it in a pretty suave manner.
And then we were like, oh, and we have a great photo with him, and it was an amazing meet and greet. We
got to go back for seconds.
It was very, very special, and we got to show off our photo to everyone at the con, and it was really, really fun. That was really special. And Hayden and Ewan were at Fan Expo last year, but which you were tabling at.
Yep.
But I'm sure they'll be at other cons with us
someday. That would be nice.
Yeah,
it'd be amazing because I also love you and have been watching him since Velvet Goldmine and The Pillow Book and all that in the 90s. I definitely shouldn't have been watching when I was that age.
I love him. Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah,
I think that it'll be really cool if we see what they do with Ahsoka season 2. I hope that they do more Clone Wars stuff.
And then if they do that, that they'll make more toys of like the armor and stuff.
Oh my God. Yeah. Do you have any?
Get it.
Do you have any of the Black Series Anakin from the Clone War from the Ahsoka episode?
No, I don't.
Yeah, me neither. Not yet.
I have Shattered Helmet.
I love
Vader. That one. I have Clone Wars Obi-Wan, as you know. I bought him for my 40th birthday. Our 39th birthday. I mean, actually, he went in my pocket. I bought him at Kamikaze, our favorite comic book store.
I love that figure.
Yeah, he's really good. I was like, how much is that Obi in the window?
Well, okay. I have another listener question. If you want to round this out.
Another one? Is it also about Yoda or Star Wars?
It's about Star Wars.
Okay, good. This is a really Star Wars. This will be our released in June, May the 4th be with you episode.
Yeah, June the 2nd be with you.
June the 2nd be with you, yes.
He Earned His Life asks.
Nice Lemon Demon name.
Oh, of course.
That's one of Neil's songs.
Man,
lyrics.
I am such a noob with a lot of that stuff.
My God, I can't believe you're not his biggest fan. My husband, who you know.
He Earned His Life asks, hi, do you have any favorite Star Wars fun facts? Now, I don't know if they are talking about fun facts.
About the movie or about our experience with Star Wars?
So I will open up to either or both.
Either or both. Well,
my favorite Star Wars fact is about R5D4.
Yes.
Red.
Red astromech droid.
Yeah. Square, flat top. Looks like R2, flat top though.
Very bold choice and cool.
He's one of my favorites, and my favorite fact about him is that he is also a Jedi droid. So
is he force sensitive?
He's force sensitive. Through the force is how he made his motivator go like explode, and that's why Luke didn't buy him and bought R2.
So droids really are alive because the living force moves through all living things.
I think so. Yeah, and I like that R5 has just kind of been around this whole time. Like, he exists in the Mando times too. So he survived the wars. He didn't stay on Tatooine, which is cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't remember a lot about the Mandalorian show because I only saw each episode once, but I do have a memory of R5 helping out and going into those mines and stuff.
And I like to think that after,
cute little guy.
Yeah, he was stuck with the cults, with the Mando cult for a while. He does some espionage with Mando, and a bunch of mouse droids try to crowd him, and he gets really like nervous. And I like to imagine that when he finally went back to the rebel base, that he excitedly told R2 about his one adventure.
I know. Oh my gosh, they're friends because they're both still alive and at the rebel bases together. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad.
Spoiler alert, you do see
R2 briefly.
Yeah, you see R2 and R5 briefly in the backgrounds of the Mando movie. So,
yeah, so you know they're around. They're safe. They're good.
And I think
they've met Sigourney
really nice.
Weaver. Don't worry.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It was like, so anyway, that's my favorite fun fact.
That's a really fun fact.
Star
I like
Wars.
that a lot.
It's
and
an
again,
EU fun fact.
And again, it is just, as you said that, I could not help but think once again how freaking disappointed I am I didn't get a droid bag clip.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine if it was R5? Like, R5 wasn't even a choice, but that should have been. R5 should have been the blind.
I just literally wanted the trash can.
Why
droid,
do they
and
have
I couldn't even get a
ships
trash
and
can.
droids?
Just give me the droids.
Just do ships or droids, or do droids with characters. Don't do vehicles. What are we talking about?
What are they doing to me here?
Why make a Funko version of a vehicle? What are we talking about? They already have micro machines, which is my favorite form of a Star Wars vehicle.
I like to get the micro machines because then you get like also the little Polly Pocket figures that go with them.
Yeah, yeah. There's a tiny blind box of like a little Ahsoka with her little ship, and I was like,
whenever I see the tiny little Polly Pocket Ventress with her ship, I'm like, oh, there she is, that little bald bitch.
I love
that
her.
evil woman.
She's so spooky, and you know what's
she's
cool?
I mean, she's definitely who we would be.
Oh yeah,
I mean, as a child, before all of this new media existed, I was like, oh, I look at Star Wars and I can only see myself as Yoda. But now, as a wizened 40-something geriatric millennial who has so much more to draw from, I look at bleached pixie cut or bald-headed angry Ventress, and I'm like, yeah, girl.
She's
me.
I've really grown fond of her over the past
so awesome.
few years, especially with all the Clone Wars and Bad Batch.
You read one of the books about her, right?
Yeah. I love that book. It was Dark Disciple.
Dark Disciple.
Dark Disciple. Yes.
Man, Star Wars books have the best names. That and the Mace Windu book, Shatterpoint.
Yeah, I read that this past month, and
cool.
That was so good. I really love Matthew Stover. He's a great Star Wars writer.
He's the one.
He's the one that wrote the Revenge of the Sith novelization. And fun fact, that's my favorite book.
Yeah, fun Star Wars fact. That is a great novelization. What is the line that he says, like, Anakin's dragon heart?
Yeah, so like
he's always talking about his furnace heart, like his dark furnace of a heart.
Because the idea is that like in Tatooine, there was like this legend of how everyone has like a sand dragon inside of them. Yeah, and that like, and he, ever since he was a kid, he would imagine what it was like inside of his heart, and it kept kind of growing, and then the dragon starts to become his like dark side and stuff.
Yeah, and the dragon gets bigger and louder and more fiery until his heart is a furnace, you know, and he's just on fire all the time.
We love dragons.
We love dragons.
So how about you? What's your favorite Star Wars fun fact?
Okay, aside from being Yoda Girl 1, aside from having gone to the 1997 20th anniversary exhibit at the National Air and Space Museum, aside from, I really don't know, favorite. That's like the only, I did take 3 years of piano. This is my favorite fact. And it's personal. I took 3 years of piano class as a young little girl because when you are an Asian child, often this happens to you, piano or violin, sometimes cello.
Well, especially if your mom's a piano
My mom was a piano teacher, and I was like, Mom, please, no, I want to do violin. And she's like, no, we have piano at home. Okay, so I did 3 years of piano, and then I really hated doing it, and I have since forgotten how to read any sheet music. I can't play the piano at all anymore. And
wow,
it's pretty funny considering I live in such a musical household.
You live with many piano at home.
Yeah, there's like, I'm looking and there's like, no joke, 11 keyboards in front of me. And a tiny toy piano too. I can't play any of it, but all I can play is the one song that I painstakingly learned how to sound out by ear by myself on my first Casio keyboard at home in my childhood bedroom in the 90s. And that is the Imperial Death March.
Hell yeah.
So that's literally the only thing that stuck with me on piano. Even more so than Mary Had a Little Lamb. I think I could probably do the Death March more.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah. It makes sense.
That's like my chopsticks or hot cross buns.
That's so cool. That's a good fact.
I've learned and forgotten more in my life than you will ever know.
Let me think of a quick personal fun fact. I watched Spaceballs more than Star Wars growing up.
Yes.
And
that is funny.
That is so, and I find that so weird, you know?
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Like in hindsight, it is weird. But also I grew up with Snow White and the No, I didn't grow up with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I grew up with Snow White and the Three Stooges.
Yes, and you showed that to us recently, and what a funny version of Snow White to have grown up with.
I know.
There's ice skating in it.
There's ice skating. An Olympic ice skating
figure
skating champion is Snow White. Because of course, why not?
It was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I think maybe Star Wars needs to pivot in that direction where they just start doing like, what if so and a comedian.
One thing I appreciate about Filoniverse stuff is that slightly they are trying to tell different stories, but and I think that overall that is the direction that Star Wars and a lot of these behemoth media shows or empires should go in if they want to sustain long term. They should be giving the property to different creators, a greater diversity of creators, obviously, and be letting them do all sorts of things. You know, radio plays, TV shows, horror movies. Like,
oh my God.
And I'm sure that the Backrooms and Obsession knocking Mando and Grogu off of its box office podium so quickly is going to be a lesson. I hope that the executives are like, yeah, we should do more little scrappy things like that. And maybe if they just are like less precious of Star Wars. Because think about Star Wars was created by like a little weirdo 28-year-old guy or college student, George
and think
Lucas.
about how ILM was just fucking around.
Those are just weirdo guys in a garage like huffing spray paint and gluing styrofoam together. And I think that they're just so afraid. They're like, no, this is Star Wars. This is Lord of the Rings. This is Game of Thrones or whatever. There's like so much veneration that goes into all this. It's like, it has to be precious. It's just too far up its own butt and it's not fun sometimes.
And I get like wanting to stick with like one specific studio for something like Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones. But I think that Star Wars is so vast that
something.
You could do so much. Like, why isn't there just a full-on anime series in Star Wars? Like, the Clone Wars should have been an anime series.
And I know that there's like there's Star Wars Visions and stuff like in the anthologies where they
I don't know. I just feel like there could be some really cool Star Wars stuff. I know my favorite, Ari Aster, said that he was interested in doing like horror related like Darth Vader nightmare stuff.
Yeah,
and
let him do mom trauma stuff in Star Wars.
Please.
It's rife for it.
Like, I don't know, we have all of Vader's diaries in those comics. Like
that is our main hoping dream, right? That Hayden Christensen takes that big fat Star Wars paycheck. Yeah, I'll do the Star Wars Darth Vader miniseries where I just play burnt Vader in a half shell, like in his little pod biodome writing my diaries. And it's like a day in the life of Vader.
And then it'll show flashbacks.
It can show flashbacks. It can show
him misremembering things because because he's so traumatized.
And listen to me here. He's the ultimate unreliable narrator. Flashbacks to him being beautiful Anakin. You can get Natalie Portman and Ewan McGregor in there. You can do whatever you want. You can get Ahmed Best in there as Jar Jar. You can get some droid stuff, whatever. You could also have a slight The Office of it all.
like Undercover Boss with Kylo Ren.
It is canon that Darth Vader gets sad when the stormtroopers don't wish him happy birthday.
And they celebrate someone on different stormtroopers' birthday on the same day.
And then he can go into the spirit force realm.
Please.
He can have his dreams and his meditation stuff.
You could do some really cool stuff. Or like they have those one shots about
this can all be in the same film or the same series. Like it could be. It should be.
I don't know.
The man's weird.
There's so many. The man is weird.
Man's weird and he contains multitudes.
Man's weird, and I know everyone's like, oh, enough of Anakin Skywalker, but I don't know. Like, I'm sorry, he is kind of the most important character in this whole thing.
Is anyone saying that about Mickle J. Mouse?
Yeah,
enough of that rat.
Yeah, Anakin is the Mickey Mouse of Star Wars in a way.
He's eternal.
I mean, Darth Vader is so important. So, like, what
he's
a
so
tale.
important to me. He's so important to you.
Yeah,
I think that if Darth Vader didn't exist, Kuromi wouldn't exist.
You're so right.
Thank you. Think about that.
I will think about that.
Okay.
I just think there's just so much that they could do with Star Wars that they just let it be the art, the ongoing, again, a living art thing, Stop making it just the Disney Star Wars. But I get it. Maybe that's the big reason is because it is Disney Star Wars.
It's like the Disneyfication of it all that's making it suck.
One Saturday morning Doug versus regular Doug.
And that's why that's why the thing that I'm looking forward to most about Celebration is the Artist Alley, because my favorite thing about Star Wars, my favorite thing about any media, any nerd thing is seeing what other people bring to it, what it brings out in them. I like fan works a lot of the times more than I like published works.
Yeah.
I'm interested in people. I like to see what resonates. And I think that sometimes a lot of the weirdest, most interesting things never find their way to mass market or publication because, they're too weird or the person who made them is simply too creative to know how.
It's so exciting when you do find like those little like treasure pockets of like stuff where
that's the Wild West, baby. Other people is the final frontier.
Yeah, like sometimes we'll find like a fan artist and we're like, what? Like, oh, they're just some random person in like Japan, you know, and they just have so many comics about like Anakin and Obi-Wan, and I'm like, wow, they didn't have to, but they did. When I went to Japan a couple years ago,
which was very cool of you to do.
Oh my God, I got to go to the store that was all filled with doujinshi, fan-made comics. And
I wish we had those in America.
It was and it was one of many stores. So they have a store called Mandarake, and they usually have, they sell like new merch, but most of it's like secondhand. So a lot of people
Secondhand, like fan
like
artist merch.
Like Buffalo Exchange style, but with all your fans, like your merch and your fan goods.
That's so cool.
It's really cool. I wish that they had it over here.
Yeah.
The closest thing we have here is Book Off in New York, but Mandarake was like, it was a chain store, secondhand nerd store.
Oh.
So it was so cool. And the one I went to on Nakano Broadway, they had several Mandarake locations within the mall.
Yeah.
Each one was specialized for different things. They had one that was just all Kamen Rider, one that was all vinyl toys, like designer vinyl toys.
Oh my gosh.
The one I went to all of them, but the one I had the most fun in was the doujinshi store.
I remember you sending me the video clips of just like, it was like floor to ceiling bookcases and just stacked with like all these beautifully plastic wrapped doujinshi, and you would just like reach in there with a finger and pull one out. And I'm like, it's amazing.
It was like a library.
I've never seen it before. It's the Library of Alexandria, and I want it.
It was so cool. And you know, I had in my translator, I asked, well, first of all, when I went to Mandarake with my friend Ray, who lives in Japan.
And she speaks Japanese.
And she speaks Japanese. And so I was like, hey, Ray. And we went to Mandarake together, a different one. And I was like, can you ask where the Star Wars doujinshi would be? She's like, yeah. And she had a baby strapped to her. She went to the to the workers.
She's a very tall white lady.
And she was like, Star Wars no doujinshi wa doku desu ka or something. Whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, surely there's a more direct way to ask it. But she's asked it like that pretty much. And so I was like, oh, okay. I can clearly see the katakana sign that says Star Wars. So I was like, okay, so every Mandarake has a Star Wars section.
Hell yeah.
So when I went to the doujinshi store, I was like, do you have Star Wars? And then she showed it to me, and there was like shelves like of Star Wars doujinshi. And then when I was there, I noticed I could recognize the katakana. I was like, does that say Anakin and Obi-Wan in Japanese? And I was like, oh my God, they have a whole section that's just Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, and that was the biggest part of the Star Wars section.
Yeah, of course it was.
And every location had different fan stuff that people just like, you know, could easily be the artist that's just selling it to the store too.
Yeah, but
you know,
that's
why
so
not?
cool. I would love that.
We'll go.
Yay!
We'll go. But that was like unreal, and that was probably my favorite part. Like, I loved my whole trip, but it felt so not validating, but like it was really exciting to find that at that time of
it's like a sense of community.
Yeah.
It's that's when you were becoming fully star-filled, and there you are in Japan, a place
across the world,
in a place that has meant so much to you throughout your life.
Yeah.
And there in Japan, Star Wars was waiting for you.
No matter where I go, there it is.
Star Wars is where you are.
And it's funny because I was there like in April, so it was right before May the 4th and all that.
Yeah.
But there was like, you know, pop-up Star Wars stores, which it seems like that's just kind of the case like all throughout the year, that they'll have different pop-up Star Wars stores throughout
Instagram is
regions.
taunting me with all the pop-up Star Wars
Oh my
stores.
God, those the Sukeban, not Sukeban, the Sukajan jackets.
Yes, they look so good. And did you see they had the little gachapon waiting for you series with the Star Wars characters all huddled up waiting for you?
They're so cute.
I want all the junk.
Well,
we're gonna go to Japan and we're
go.
gonna get Silk Bomber Star Wars jackets.
Which one would you have gotten? The Grievous,
Darth Maul,
the Grievous one, the Darth Maul ones were so cool.
The Darth Maul one was good. I would do Jar Jar one. Definitely a Yoda one if I saw.
Oh my gosh, I'm surprised that there wasn't like more Yoda, but I guess they would have aimed more for Grogu.
I'm telling you, listen, I'm grateful to Grogu for all that he's done.
Oh yeah.
But he's really pushed my boy, the wretched old man, off of the charts, and I'm a little sad for that.
It's kind of the substance.
It's kind of the substance. A beautiful, younger, smoother version of you is coming, is more popular.
Grogu is the Margaret Qualley
to the Demi Moore Yoda. Perfect. Wonderful. Wow. Nobody else in pop culture is operating on this level.
Nobody dares to say
these truths.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it'll be interesting seeing the direction Star Wars goes in after this, because
I just hope it goes somewhere.
by all means,
and they don't decide to just stop.
Well, I mean, they know they can't just stop the machine that is Mando and Grogu, specifically Grogu, because Grogu has made them so much more
There's
money.
too much licensing in that tank.
Well, actually, going back to like the Soren of it all, and then talking about Jabba the Hutt, like being maybe an overlay one day in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
A lot of season 2 did feel like a dark ride, like pitch. Like,
It did. And I wonder how much of that was because it was shot on the volume.
That's true, because they're in a way they're in their own Soren,
Yeah.
like egg, and then also a big part of it too is
It was a lot of dark alleyways and stuff.
and
yeah.
a lot of things were from Grogu's point of view in the pram. So I imagine like a little haunted mansion type buggy that looks like the pram, and you're in there.
God, it's just my dream to Imagineer an entire theme park experience for Star Wars. Just let us in there.
Just let us in there. Enzelans, little Enzelans
Little
window.
Anzellans. They better, the next time we go back
window.
to Star Wars Land, if they don't have the freaking Anzellans in the droid factory hanging off of the tops.
Yeah, or they could, like how at the WB store you just see a gremmer like up on the poles.
Why don't it would be so easy for Disney Mouse to install a little trap door anywhere that just like every hour on the hour pops open cuckoo style, and a little Anzellan flops out and his mouth flaps and goes,
Big squeezy, baby. Ba, ba, ba.
back in, and then boom, you have $1 million more.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know. I keep seeing footage of the Muppet coaster being like opening and stuff, and I'm like,
I also can't wait for Give Me the Muppets.
I want
the Muppet Show to come back.
I want like if you can give me more little guys I can look at.
I'm sick and tired of looking at these big guys.
And if you must show me big guy, give me a real life Rada. That's the one thing we did miss out on Star Wars Night last year, was that in Toontown apparently there was one big
There was a Jabba. Also the popcorn bucket at Disney World this year was Jabba's sail barge, and yeah, I missed it, and yeah, I'm pissed off.
It's really cool. Imagine putting a tiny little Luke.
I know, because I got the Jabba himself popcorn bucket, which is better.
I think that's the best.
It has Salacious B. Crumb hanging off of the lanyard like as a little charm.
It's so cute.
It's very good.
It's so cute.
Not to brag.
The Jabba the Hutt, and also when you open it up,
He goes, oh.
which you know what we need.
When you're opening it to eat popcorn, that's what you want.
We need Rada to do a deep guttural laugh. He probably did a huh, but I don't think he did a.
He only did cool guy chuckle. And if Rada were a human, he'd have broccoli hair.
If Rada were a human, he'd pretty much wear that tight shirt that Jeremy Allen White always wears on The Bear. It was cute.
It was cute.
It was cute.
Just, you know what? Chuckle from your gut.
Yeah.
Chuckle from your gut more.
Yeah.
Little creeps.
We want to feel it. Well, especially those abs, you gotta laugh.
Hey, Betty.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking about Star Wars with me.
Anytime. This is the basis of our friendship.
That's true. It started it. I'm here.
We started becoming close friends, and then you got very star-pilled, and then I caught it. And
you went on this journey with me. I'm so grateful.
Ming, I literally can't imagine what my life would be like. Every day I think about Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Your cats are named Annie and Obi.
Oh yeah. By the way, my cats are named Annie and Obi. It's a mother and daughter. Obi is the mom and Annie is the daughter.
Perfect.
I love them.
It's so important. It's so good. It's
Star
brought
Wars,
us so much joy. It's brought us to so many like physical different locations. We're planning to go to more locations for it.
We are kind of like, are we not Mando and Groguing?
Are we not in a way?
Like we're not Mando and
journeying through. I'm more like what is Amy Sedaris' name? Moto Pelli. I'm more like Amy Sedaris from The Mandalorian. I'm in a jumpsuit with messed up hair. And I'm going, hey, what you got going on over here?
And me, I'm Sasha Banks from that one episode.
Yeah, you have an awesome hairdo and you can kick ass.
I mean, we're both Fennec Shans.
You're a night owl. Oh yeah, we are both Fennec Shans.
Yeah.
Totally.
I think, you know what? We could be Bo-Katan and Fennec.
Okay.
I don't know who's
Do I have to be Bo-Katan?
We could switch.
Well, I guess if we both wear the helmet, it's fine.
Well, I think that's it. I think we can wrap it up.
I think we did it. Happy episode 3.
Happy episode 3. The Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Pod.
Revenge of the Pod.
Revenge of the Pod.
All right. Let's end this one on a handshake. I love you.
I love you.
Bye.
Bye. Well, that's been our show. Thank you for listening.
You can find more of us on Instagram and YouTube at Betty and Ming, or you can reach us over email, bettyandmingknoweverything@gmail.com.
You can send us your questions, comments, and love letters.
We love you.
Bye.